Is that better? It's probably better now. Now that I feel like every time I just go live without testing it, it's not working. But every time I test it, it's always up and running the way it should. So it's kind of annoying. Sorry about that. If I just go live, it's always going to be tricky. So at
Daddy,
least I got it fixed. Hopefully you can hear me now. Sound any better?
I found one of the keys. It's right there.
You found one of the keys over there?
Yeah, but I can't find the second one.
That machine, that works. Yep, see, there you go. All the way till White Whale. White Whale's the first one to say anything. Well, thanks, Alec. Yay. Um, so hello. Charlie's just reading her I Spy book, and I was talking about how I read the second volume of Star Wars, and I'm still wearing the shirt Star Wars from book club on Wednesday night. Living the lazy dream here. Reading comic books and sitting on the couch. What more is there?
Daddy, look.
What?
Okay, so they put it, and then that pushes the marble.
Right.
And it goes down, then it goes in the helmet, and then it goes zoom.
Okay.
That hits that, it goes down.
Do you know what they call these machines? They're called Rube Goldberg machines, where like one thing knocks into another thing, and on and on and on. Little like cause and effect machines.
But then that pours into there, which goes into the truck, and then the truck keeps going, I think?
Well, it would get heavier on this end, so it would roll down here, and it would hit this, and maybe that would knock the ball off. I don't know. It would hit the ball and roll down here and hit this. I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah, that's complicated. But then eventually it pops the balloon.
Yeah, it would pop the balloon at the end. So good morning. Yeah, so I was saying, Alec, that I liked volume 2, I think, of this Charles Soule run, issues 7 through 12, better than 1 through 6. It's a better story. Uh-oh, no sound again? Grandmaster says no sound again. Everyone else says perfect now. So I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe that's an older comment from earlier. This one has to do with a Jedi archivist. The people who are like the librarians of Jedi history, and she is trying to set up a place where they can store the key elements of the Jedi history. But she's got to go back and get one piece from the archives in the Jedi Temple. And of course, Vader is waiting there. So, Vader's trying to save her because he wants the information she's got. But he also knows that he can't necessarily give all the information over. He's like conflicted about giving all the information over to the Emperor. So there's some nice conflict stuff there. Then the second story has to do with him dealing with traitors inside of the Imperial Order who want to eliminate him because they think he's a problem to the Empire. So I liked the two stories. I thought they were more interesting, and it builds nice. So these are the first 12 issues I've ever read of a Star Wars comic book. So it's a whole new world for me. Figuratively and literally, there are some new planets, What is this one? Oh, this page in her I Spy book is a playground.
But it has like little
ball
faded
court.
chalk.
There's chalk on the ground, yeah.
Yeah, and
So this is an I Spy book.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a star now.
A star.
But I don't see one.
Well, it's I Spy, so it could be a challenge.
From the anthill, which is so tiny.
Oh, that is a tiny anthill.
Maybe that's a star.
No, that's what they call
found it.
a jack. Oh, yeah, there's a star.
But there.
When you're playing jacks, the little, you drop the ball and you scoop up the jacks. I don't think anybody plays that anymore. There's probably a whole slew of the chat going, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? What are you looking for?
I'm almost done.
You're almost done? You found everything? You spied everything?
I just have to find the second bird.
Let's see. Hello to my dad. Hello to Carlito. And I said hello to DK, which is Delphi and Kachung, Tom, Rod, and Alec. But, I'm sure they couldn't hear me. So hello to Sam. Hello to Vincent McLean, the comic machine. And Todd Christian, the Grandmaster, and Mr. Garrel. Hello to all of you. Hello. And Comics and Death Metal, good morning to you.
This is the city.
Ooh, a city made out of toys.
Clocks. Fire station.
Well, that's the teacher in me, Grandmaster. There's no magical cure for getting your kids to be good readers except to read to them a bunch when they're little. I mean, it's really that's just it. And we definitely did that in our household a lot. In fact, bedtime when they were really little, bedtime would be, they would brush their teeth at 7 or 6:50, 7, and then they would, turn the lights off at like 8:30. Between brushing teeth and lights off would just be reading. My wife and I would spend 30 minutes with each of them. I would read with one kid for 30 minutes and she'd read with the other, and then we would swap. So in the end, it was like an hour reading time every single night. And we did that a lot, right? I used to read with you guys a ton at night. Now they're older, they read their own books, Sometimes I read Lord of the Rings the other night. A little bit of one of them. So, but like when they were really little, we read it together a ton. Sorry, I missed some people. Fuchsia and Sing J and JP. Kachung officially logging in. Hello to you. And Hydra Collectibles, hello. So yeah, there's just no substitute to reading with your kids a ton. Oh look, it's Delphia, yeah, right? You ready to share your book? You want to talk about I Spy or just want to read it?
I have a question.
She just wants to read I Spy, so she's going to read I Spy.
What books, have you guys gone through anything yet?
I did my Darth Vader, and Charlie's enjoying her I Spy. Thank you, Hydra, because I know that they're not getting a ton of views lately because of the annoying system for live streams. YouTube is not promoting live streams anymore. So what happens is I go live. This is not going to appear. This show will not appear on my channel. Once I click off, this show disappears for like a day.
That's so annoying.
And they process the video and they make sure that comments are where they should be and they check it for anything inappropriate. And then they post it, but they don't post it as a new video. They post it yesterday when it happened, which means it won't show up in people's feeds unless they go and look for it. So for those of you that love a good live stream and you want to make sure you don't miss any live streams on channels you care about, this is when you hit that notification bell. This is when you click that bell because your phone will give you a little warning, your stream will give you a little warning, and you can always go to that notifications page to see which shows you missed. Because the show is still there, it still exists, but you can't find it on my page. You will only find it in your notifications. So you can click on the notifications and go to see a stream that's not ready yet. You can still watch it. And it's just the annoying part of YouTube and live streams right now. So I appreciate those of you that are watching the X-Men shows because I think it's honestly one of the most, I know Alec is here, but he would know that this is true. I think the X-Men show I'm doing is one of the most well-produced shows that I've ever done. I think it's really it's interesting, it's funny, it's got information for people that don't know anything about what it's about. You can kind of learn about the X-Men, you can follow along with each issue. I think it's a fun series that I wish a larger audience would enjoy, but I'm going to keep doing it because Justin and I are having a blast. And clearly I'm glad Hydra enjoyed it, but like we try to show you panels, we talk about the art, talk about the funny things that are happening in the story, we make some jokes, and we want to give a ton of stuff away too. We're going to give a bunch of things away, so it's a great chance to get stuff. Sorry, you wanted to say that people should...
No, I was gonna say, and we're not trying to make you turn the notification bells on like some other channels.
I
that are
definitely
super
want you
duper
to.
popular.
I definitely want you to, because I mean, and for No Good Comics too, because you might miss these things on smaller channels.
I know, but like on like bigger verified channels, people are always like, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and we're not gonna be those people. But if you want to see our live streams, then you should probably turn the notifications on.
It just makes it easier, I think, for a lot of that stuff. I missed some people. 2 boys and their pops came in. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you're all having a good weekend, staying safe. Big Will is here. He's arrived. Hello to Fuchsia. Hello to Superior Hero Reviews and Gore Vidal and Sanimation. Good morning to you. Yeah. Sometimes it won't show up till way later, so it's just frustrating. And if you want to catch those things, I think it's the best way to do it is to click the notification bell. And I use that as sparingly as I can just for my friends' channels so that I can find their videos. I mean, it's just hard otherwise. You miss stuff. Backseat Driver, hello to you. And I thought I saw Jennifer. Comics Will Break Your Heart. Hello, Jennifer. Good morning. So I did a little review of issues 7 through 12 of Darth Vader this morning. Charlie's reading an I Spy book. Rob Boswell, hello to you.
Pop.
And Pop Pop is here, hello. And let's see.
Daddy, there's a gold card.
It does not cost you a subscription, no. There's no cost to clicking the notification bell.
No, right there.
The gold car
Yeah, there's a limo.
and a limousine. Ooh, a blue limousine. I haven't seen a blue one before.
Yeah.
That thing looks like Swiss cheese.
It does.
Yeah.
So this is those I Spy books. She's looking for stuff. Hello, Dylan's Comics. Good morning to you. Southern Comic Geek. Hello. All right, you wanted to share a book. Since we've both kind of done one, you can do one.
Well, should I do one like with the? Or should I save that for last?
You do whatever you want, sweetie. Nobody can see you right now, but hello, Flashpoint. Good morning. Diana, Princess of the Amazons. And this is a graphic novel, right?
Yeah, it's by the same people who did the books Friends and Best Friends.
Which are the Superman ones, or
No, they're the ones that are like about the girl with the red hair and she has glasses. And it's about the girl with the
Okay, they're not superhero books.
No, they're not.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's illustrated by a different person, but the people who wrote it, it's her and her husband.
Gotcha.
So. But this one is not the one that Tom
Ooh.
gave us.
I'll get to the two. There's a couple of Star Wars questions I'll get to when Kate's done. Don't worry.
Basically Diana feels super alone because she's the only kid. And
On the Amazon
on the
Islands.
Amazon Island.
Themyscira.
Yeah. And so Bird's just watching her one day. And so she sculpts. Diana has a little bit of clay and some sand, so she tries to sculpt a little girl.
Make a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she tries to blow life into it like her mother did for her, but it didn't work.
Uh-huh.
And then later something's running from her, and it's the statue.
The statue did come to life, but it's like a statue person.
Yeah, so it's not like colored. Or
Can I
anything.
show it?
Yeah.
She
she's
can
just
blend in.
Wait, I want to show that. This page is really good.
There you go.
That's a good one.
So the
And it's
friend that she
Mona.
made on the beach has come to life a little bit here. Yeah, this is by
Shannon Hale and Dean Hale.
Shannon and Dean Hale.
So Mona's pretty nice, but
Mona
Like
is the
she-
statue girl.
yeah, she kind of like makes fun of some of the people, and she makes kind of like Diana do it. She's not.
So
a great
she's not the
person.
nicest friend.
Yeah. And then she opens Tartarus.
Oh, so she's like a troublemaker friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
she
And
actually
so-
she just wanted Diana to open it wouldn't open it, just like to test something, see if she was a true Amazon. But then Mona secretly, when Diana wasn't looking,
opened it.
unhatched it, and Diana was like, "No."
And then Diana's trying to protect people. She's trying to close the door, but it's not working. And so Mona's next to her, and she transforms into the goddess Circe.
Circe.
Circe? Yeah, she's a troublemaking
Who's Circe?
goddess.
Where's the name? Can you show me the name? Yeah, I think it's Circe.
I think that's Circe. There's no like.
Doesn't matter. Okay. But
So she wasn't her friend come to life. It was the goddess playing with her. in a way.
and the bird.
The
at
bird that was
beginning
watching her was
watching
also.
her.
Okay.
And she's everywhere. Look.
Those
she's,
goddesses, man.
Dad, look. She's right there.
Yep.
She's up there. She's everywhere. And the bird's been following her. And it's the same colors as her. And then, so she has to transform everybody back into their true form because she transforms some Amazons into
Gotcha.
pigs and stuff. And then only an Amazon can shut the door or open it. So she tried before and she couldn't do it. And then her mom was like, "You are strong enough. You are." And then she closes it. And then she turns them back and she fixes all the damage she had done. And so then her mom starts playing with her more because now she knows that how lonely she feels. So it's a really nice
Little story. Hello, Ryan here. New comics guy. New as in the French word for new. N-E-N-U-X. New.
New X.
Hello to you. It's new. Like French.
New guy.
Right?
Like new.
Super Russ 9000. Hello to you. So there were a couple of questions. The first one was, which Star Wars have I read? So I've never read Star Wars until recently. I got 2 trades for 50% off at my shop. They were the Charles Soule run, S-O-U-L-E, the Vader 1 through 12, which I hear is a very good run. Second, though, to Kieran Gillen's better run. And so I need to read the Kieran Gillen one next, but I have that on the Marvel app, so I can read the Kieran Gillen one there.
Who's Kieran Gillen?
He's a writer.
He sounds like the actress.
Okay.
Kieran Gillen.
He wrote Die, and he's
I
writing.
thought Stephanie Hans.
He's writing Once and Future, and he wrote a Darth Vader storyline. So I enjoyed the first 12 issues. I think I wouldn't say this is like amazing. I'm glad I bought it cheaply in trade. I don't know that I would have wanted to buy it issue by issue. I don't think I would have been as happy. And as far as who do I think is the most popular Star Wars character?
In the book or in all
I mean, yeah, it depends on which media. If you're talking about across all media, man, that's
pretty
tricky.
out there.
I think across all media, you got to throw in all those Clone Wars animated shows, and then before long, you get Ahsoka, like one of those Jedi. Like Ahsoka would probably be one of the more popular ones, right? When I was a kid and it was the original films, you were not cool if you didn't like Boba Fett. Boba Fett was the cool guy. That was number one for most of my friends when we were growing up. Everybody liked Boba Fett. So if you go across all media, it's probably Ahsoka, right? I think as far as who's the most popular in the community, overall, I think the prequel films kind of hurt Vader a little bit, and I think Vader's popularity went down a lot after. I mean, it still bugs me reading this Charles Soule run. I still hear Hayden Christensen and his whiny voice. I think it hurt that character to include that. If I could have just like eliminated that from my memory, I think maybe I'd have a different perspective, but it's hard. As far as my personal favorite, I think Comics Will Break Your Heart is on the right track. I think my favorite Disney princess is probably Princess Leia. General Leia towards the end.
Organa.
So I like her a bunch. Of course, I like Yoda, a ton. I think Yoda's a
Baby
great
Yoda.
character. I don't like Baby Yoda. But that's okay. That's your generation. You can have Baby Yoda and I'll have old Yoda.
I like Yoda. He's the same voice as Fozzie from Muppets, right? Frank Oz.
JP, I'm not claiming that Boba Fett wasn't lame. I'm just saying when I was a kid in the 80s, everybody loved Boba Fett. Boba Fett was the jam. I'm just saying that's the way it was when I was a kid. Everybody loved Boba Fett. Even though he did basically nothing and had like 5 lines in the entire saga, he was cool because he caught Han Solo. He did it, you know. But I mean, I usually like the ones that are the most loyal and the most interesting. So like for me, it's Yoda and Chewbacca are always my favorites.
Doesn't Boba
Chewbacca's
Fett
a good
die?
character.
Chewie is awesome. I love Chewie.
Doesn't Boba Fett die?
Yes, Boba Fett dies.
And why does everyone like him? He's so useless.
Hey,
if he's so
you're
cool,
connecting to Uncle JP. Is that the plan here?
He had a cool suit. I guess that's why people
If he's
liked
so
him.
cool, like he's also so apparently vulnerable, and isn't very good with a gun.
Yeah.
Is totally oblivious to people's plans.
In a way.
Didn't shoot Lando when he could have.
Southern California.
Yes, Yoda, I like it.
He once did a whole math class with a Yoda accent.
See, I'm with you, JP. Yeah, Chewie is probably my favorite. I think it's like Chewie, Leia, and Yoda. I think are probably among my favorites. But that's me. I've never watched the animated show after I watched 3 episodes of the animated Clone Wars show. I didn't like the animation style. I didn't like it just felt too kiddie for me. I didn't care for it.
Jack really likes it.
So there's No Good Comics in the chat. I was mentioning earlier about hitting the notification bell on his channel so that you are there when we do our shows. Just like you click the one on my channel, you can be here for the ones we're doing on Tuesdays. Because we've got X-Men issue 95 coming up here. I just read it this morning. I'm ready to go. And we'll be talking about that issue. All new, all different X-Men issue 95 this Tuesday on his channel. He's the odds, I'm the evens. So I did 94, he's 95, 96, back and forth. Hello, Ruben. Just skip the season 7, John, and the real. I couldn't get through more than 3 episodes. Sorry, man. I'm not gonna make it 7 seasons. It's just not gonna happen. 7 seasons of that, I can't. I'm not gonna handle it.
Skip to season 7.
Skip to season 7. Okay.
Well,
yeah, I don't know. That's a lot.
Want to watch it because it doesn't have any of the OG characters.
Who?
It doesn't have. Well, it's because it takes place before A New Hope, right? So
Well,
it's
it
before
doesn't-
Luke and before Han and before Leia.
It doesn't even have the droids from.
I think they probably show up at some point. I mean, it's mostly going to be Anakin and Obi-Wan. They're the main characters, along with characters like Ahsoka.
If I could have Obi-Wan without Anakin, I would definitely have that.
Well, everybody has their favorites, you know. I know people that think the prequels are their favorites. That those are their favorite. You know, I think the boy who had 7 loves the prequels. He's a big fan.
What?
Almost took 2 seasons to hit its stride. Ahsoka went from Jar Jar bad for me to one of my favorites. See, I don't want to invest 2 seasons of TV watching just so that I can get to the good stuff. That's a lot of that's a big ask.
That means
I'm not
that
ready.
they did badly in the first 2 seasons.
She says JP says C-3PO and R2 are in it. So there you go. I'm assuming they would be. I'm sorry, we're trying to talk about a lot of
There's
things.
no Star Trek.
Patience.
Can I get a croissant?
You can go get a croissant, sure, go for it.
Croissant.
Thanks, Grandmaster. Yeah, you should totally sub to Justin. I think he drops great content, and we hang out every Tuesday, sometimes on his and sometimes on mine. So very nice of you guys to do that. I was reading a Corto Maltese biographic novel this morning, and Corto, who predates Han Solo, has a lot of the same roguish qualities. Yeah, I mean, the characters in Star Wars are very archetypal. They're very classic. There's not a lot of... I mean, Luke is literally the farm boy who goes off on the adventure. I mean, he could just as easily be Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. It's not a huge transition here. So I think that's what makes the story so enjoyable is the universe where they get to put these classic characters, you know. So, did you finish yours? She finished. So I'm going to do a second one. let's see what the chat wants. If you want an indie book or a Marvel book, you let me know what you'd rather see, an indie or a Marvel. I got a little bit of both. I got 2 indies and a bunch of Marvels. Some of them I went over, or most of them I went over on book club. But you can tell me what you'd rather have, an indies or Marvels. What do you like? I gotta head out. Bye, Super Russ. Catch you later, man. Let's see. JP says, oh, sorry. Kachuk says Ahsoka is great in Rebels. She got too cartoony for being Clone Wars, even for a cartoon. Hey, there you go. Season 7 is only like 7 episodes. Hey, there you go. That's something. So I'm gonna definitely read more Vader. I'm gonna check out the Kieran Gillen run for sure. I think that's gonna be my aim in a big way, is to read the Kieran Gillen stuff. I don't know if I'll read all 25 issues, but I'll definitely give the first story arc a go and see how I feel. 2 Marvels and 2 indies. We are tied. Oh man, maybe I'll do one of each.
I think you should do an indie.
And let's see here. 3 Marvel, so I'm going to let the 2 boys and their pops decide. How about a film instead? Hey, Gore Vidal knows what's up. I'm going to do Web of Venom Wraith, which is Donny Cates' Web of Venom. He's doing those little like one-shot kind of storylines in and around his Venom universe. So this one is all about the character Wraith, who I've never heard of before, or at least I shouldn't say I've never heard of. I've never read in a comic book before. I've obviously heard of them in like people's posts on stuff, on social media, but I've never read one until now. So this is my first time reading one. He's an interesting character, a little bit like an old gunslinger kind of a character, very Western in some ways. And this issue is just sort of connecting him to Null, which some people are saying is like a retcon of that character. I thought it was a good enough story. I mean, it wasn't anything huge, but I wasn't invested in any of that. I've enjoyed the Web of Venom. I'd say like 3/4 of them I thought were really good. Some of them I thought were amazing. All the like Carnage ones that set up, Absolute Carnage, I thought were really good. I liked Venom. I thought that was really good.
Venom?
So yeah, they changed Venom to say Nam at the end, like Vietnam. And they had a character who was using the symbiote during the war in Vietnam.
Was it good?
I thought it was cool. So yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed a bunch of these. This one was probably towards the middle of the stack, but mostly again because I wasn't super connected to Wraith. Backseat Driver says he started reading Knights of the Old Republic today. The art is kind of average. So I'm hopeful that the Web of Venom series keeps going. I think they're kind of fun. I don't know how well they sell, but I think they're kind of fun. The little one shots have been kind of fun. Looks like Backseat's reading a bunch of them too. I think I've gotten 6 of them. Ooh, gosh, my white balance keeps flickering. I gotta see. It's like, sorry, that's annoying. I'll have to fix that later. So yeah, if you're enjoying the Venom verse with Cates, I think these are kind of fun little one shots. Okay, time to climb an 80-foot dead pine tree. Okay, be careful. Stay safe there, Kachung. All right. So, Kate, you got a second book you want to share?
Actually, I don't have the actual book because it's online.
Okay, you want to just talk about a book that's online? What book is that?
So I'm reviewing in class. It's this one.
Okay.
It's
So
The
Kate's
Long
reading a
Walk
book
to
in
Water.
class called Long Walk to Water by Lind Sue Park.
Oh, Linda. Sorry,
Linda?
I forgot an
I'm gonna
A.
put an A on there.
Oof.
Linda Sue Park.
Linda.
Comic Talk says he ordered it. Wraith. Yeah, I think it's a good one. I think you'll enjoy it. First Host was a great one. Yeah, I forgot that was a longer story. Yeah, that was a good one. Backseat. You're right. That was a good one. Does anyone have a copy of Ice Cream Man 1? I don't have any. I never read that. I'm not a huge horror comic fan, so I don't have any of those. I can't help you with that one, buddy.
Okay.
So you read Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park. Or you're
are
reading
reading
it
it.
in your
We're
7th
sixth
grade.
chapter
This is your
in.
7th grade English class? Okay.
So Long Walk to Water is about two people.
You gotta
So
be a little louder here.
It's kind of a split story,
Okay.
and it's like some points of view are from a boy and some points are from a girl.
Okay.
There's a girl named Naya, and there's a boy named Salva.
Okay.
And they're part of the Dinka tribe in Africa, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And so it kind of like talks about how Naya, in the first chapter, Naya is always going to this faraway lake that takes a day to get there.
Okay.
And she has to drink some out of this little gourd that she has. It's like a bigger gourd. And so then she has to walk it all the way home and give it to her mom so they can make food.
So it sounds like they're bringing up this idea that's super common outside
true
of the
story.
United States, this idea of how hard it is to get fresh water. I know that there's a lot of conversations happening about that, certainly in Africa, but around the world, dealing with
Dirty.
polluted water. I think it was President Jimmy Carter was working on clean water supplies and getting rid of certain viruses that were coming in Africa because of dirty water people were using. So that's what this one seems to focus on. It's a true story, you said?
It is a true story. I'm not sure about the girls' part of you, but the boys' part of you is true.
Okay.
Because we saw an interview with Salva.
Okay.
So when Salva was a little boy, his family like left him in this place in Africa, and when basically there had been a bunch of gunshots lately, so they were gonna would immigrate to another place. They were
Okay.
gonna walk all the way to Ethiopia, or they would try to, I think. And it's a really interesting story, but it's really sad because Salva's parents leave him there because they already have a baby and another son.
Okay.
So they think it's too much to have another mouth to feed. And so they just leave him in the barn that they were sleeping in that night. And so he wakes up and he walks to this old lady's house and she gives him peanuts and stuff and she's really nice to him. And then she says, "You can't stay here forever because I'm immigrating too." And so then he goes with a group of people that really are really nice to him. And then while he's walking, he finds his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And his uncle takes care of him for a little bit. And basically, since this is weeks and weeks later, it's there's a long time period in between. But so since Salva had been close to starving,
You gotta kind of go your voice that way,
Okay,
otherwise it'll be harder to hear.
So when Salva's uncle found him, Salva was really skinny.
Okay.
So his uncle's group decided to catch something for dinner, and they caught a small antelope named a topi.
Okay.
It's like T-O-P-I. It's kind of cool. And so when they're eating it, Salva really likes it, but then later in the night his stomach just rebels against it because he's been so close to starvation.
Gotcha.
And then that's all I've read so far.
Okay.
It's already super sad and nice at the same time.
Meaningful.
Yeah, very. And it's like a roller coaster because he finds his uncle, his family leaves him. And
So that book is called A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park. So it sounds interesting. I'm not embarrassed to say you teach me as much as the girls. Hello to Werewolf by Lunchtime and Katie Kaboom, who joined us here. Kate was giving her review. So is your class enjoying it too? Does it seem like everybody's really getting into it?
yeah.
Because I know last year it was the Westing game. You guys were really enjoying that. You were obsessed with the Westing game.
I really wanted to figure things out, and I felt like it kind of ended not
And was
very good.
was it The Giver last year too?
Yeah.
The Giver. You were talking about that one a bunch. Which there's a movie. I've never seen the movie of The Giver.
Pop-Up said he saw the movie, I think.
Yeah, I
'Cause
heard it was
describing to
okay.
him. Yeah, I was describing it to him. And
It has
the front
Jeff
cover,
Bridges, I think, as the main.
the front cover of it.
Mastodon. Good morning.
The front cover of the book was the Giver's actor and a bunch of trees and stuff. And so I presumed there was a movie. That guy.
Yeah. I know there was a movie. I just don't know how good it is.
So I was describing it to Pop-Up, and then he was like, "Does it?" And then he described the front cover of the movie, and I was like, "Yeah, it's the same cover for the
I forgot what I was going to say there. Katie Kaboom says Kate is very good at explaining what she's reading. So there you go. Is school online for you guys, or have you returned to campus? Kate is still online. That for the foreseeable rest of September, maybe.
Yeah, we might go back on October 8th.
It's going to depend on what numbers for the state do over the next few weeks. If everybody went out and partied last weekend for the 3-day weekend, and then our numbers go up, then who knows? Charlie and I are back to school, and in our small sized classrooms and everything. Charlie's got a book she's going to share. You ready? She's a big fan of this series by Dave Pilkey, Dog Man, and this is one of the sequels, Dog Man and Cat Kid. The Dave Pilkey who does Captain Underpants. He has several series that he draws and writes. Before we go on, though, Todd Christian says, I have a quick question about the Hale book. You want to grab that one? The Diana, Princess of the Amazons. He's saying, did that book interest Kate in the monthly Wonder Woman comic, or is she more in the graphic? Yeah, we just read it this way. The whole graphic novel. It wasn't in the monthlies that came out. It was just in the graphic novel.
Mm-hmm. This was all the cast, no lizard in the back.
Let's see here. Cat Kid series. There's a Cat Kid series coming? Oh man, would you read that too, Charlie? All right, so tell me about this one, would you, Charlie? Dog Man and Cat Kid. Hello, Comics on the Mind.
It's about, well, in the beginning,
Yeah.
there was the bad guy, Petey,
Petey.
and then the little cat next to him,
Yeah.
who was getting, he was a clone.
Right, a clone.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be evil.
Clones.
He wants to be
He wants to be the sidekick to Dog Man.
the Dogman. Yeah, but they're not really superheroes. Dogman's getting a movie done.
Isn't he a policeman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, Petey is angry because the person who's playing everyone else is like super buff.
Mm-hmm.
The person who's playing him is super fat.
That's funny.
So he gets really angry. And so, he tries to ruin the movie, and it works.
Hello, Seawood. Thanks for coming by.
And then the words, like, and there's 2 words, or like a sentence that there is. And then it makes me laugh. So he's saying, what does it say?
Thou shalt obey. Thou shalt follow thy destiny.
And then he's saying, thou shalt. And then Dogman comes in, and it falls and says, thou mayest.
Thou mayest.
Thou shalt. And then it just goes back and forth and back and forth.
They're shouting at each other in Old English.
Yeah. And then ADHD, which is the robot that Petey made with missiles and everything.
It's Rocksteady and Bebop. Right there. Yeah. Good eye, Seawood. I knew you'd spot that.
ADHD is a robot. And
There's a robot called ADHD.
80, and then like the,
Oh, 80
and then H and D.
HD. That's funny.
Yeah. And he was programmed to obey little Petey.
Okay.
And he had missiles in it, and it was evil. And then little Petey took them all out, put solar panels in, and then they're all fighting.
Hmm.
And then he runs away. He's driving away, and then he goes to his house. Trying to find the scene.
Oh, I saw a booty.
Yeah. He goes, and then he goes to ADHD, and then he goes back, and he stops. And then I like this part because it looks really, I want to do that.
So
And
this
instead
is
of finding
the robot ADHD.
Yeah, and he writes, and he says, obey little Petey. Program 2, obey little Petey. But then
So
he
yeah,
writes
little
in it,
Petey programs
thou,
him.
Thou mayest.
obey.
Mm-hmm.
Little Petey. Yep.
And it says you
That's funny.
don't have to bear. It says that and rebooting.
So is this one of your favorite ones in the Dogman series?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this one a really good one?
Because it's about friendship, and I really like it because it's about Cat Kid and ADHD, and
So you like the
Cat Kid.
robot, and you like
Yeah.
Cat Kid, the little
because he's
robot, the little cat,
realizing
and your partner?
that his ADHD wasn't really his friend because he was just obeying him because it was how he was programmed.
He
to.
was programmed. Hmm.
Yeah. So, and then it shows that he died, and then because he has solar panels, but since he's walking,
His power level went down, yeah.
Yeah. So then he kicks him.
Robots and their power levels.
And then it kicks him, and then he starts crying because it's so sad. And then he says, quit your belly aching. He was only a robot. Stop being such a baby. He wasn't even your friend. And besides, friends don't matter anyway. It's all about family. Your blood, your roots, your destiny. That's what's important. 1 hour later. If you don't stop crying, I'm gonna slice.
We're free.
Me too, us too. ADHD?
So it's funny. That's what you like about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think Dave Pilkey is a very funny writer. Perry, what's hot garbage water, man? Nothing's hot garbage water yet, unless you're talking about Suicide Squad, which Perry did a reaction video for on his channel. You can go and watch that if you go over to Perry's channel. You can see his reaction to the Suicide Squad movie, which is hot garbage water right there. Two Boys in a Comic say, Charlie, if Dog Man could be in a story with a superhero, would you want to see him? Who would you want to see team up with Dog Man? Who do you want to pick? Who's gonna partner up with Dog Man?
Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider? Whoa, that is a hot take. Have you ever even read a Ghost Rider comic? Really? Ghost Rider and Dog Man.
Dogman would listen to him because he's bones.
I love the logic. Yeah, a dog would listen to somebody who is made all of bones. He wouldn't just like chew on him the whole time?
No,
That's
because there's
hilarious.
actually a comic, one of these, where there's a dinosaur fossil that they make come alive. And then instead of biting and chewing on it, he licks it. And it starts making him happy. And I
Well,
feel
he
like
might-
Ghost Rider is not a very happy character.
He might burn his tongue. Am I right?
That's pretty creative. This is pretty creative. Ghost Rider and Dog Man. Backseat says best logic ever. You got it. That's a pretty creative decision. I hadn't thought of that. I would not. That would not. It wasn't even on my mind there.
Who did you think he would go with?
Well, Dogman has a Batman style, so it seems like he would go well with Batman. But
I think
that's
he'd go well
that's
with
clearly
Superman.
adult logic versus kid logic.
I feel like he wouldn't, because a Dogman is such like a playful, like every time you call his name, he
Right.
jumps on you, starts licking you, and then I think like Batman would hate that. But I feel like
Superman might
someone,
like it.
if I had to make someone to go Wolverine, I would do Cat Kid.
Oh well, yeah, because Cat Kid has the
things, like he can-
claws.
yeah, and so him and Wolverine would do really well, and he's always calling people kid. So Cat Kid.
It would just work.
And
would
Perry says
work.
Ghost Rider is angry because he can't eat ice cream. He'd have to eat it really fast, maybe. Just quickly, like.
Delicious.
Frozen, or eat it in a freezer.
Charlie should write Ghost Rider. A Ghost Rider comic book,
I need someone to draw it for me.
right? Ghost Rider and Dogman, the crossover. I didn't know I needed that. Yeah.
You do all we never.
Werewolf by Lunchtime asks, "What's if you had to pick one, Shakespeare or Dickens?" That's a hard draw, man. I like both of them a ton. I would say lately it's been Dickens. I've been reading more of that the last, say, 10 years. But when I was younger, I was a big Shakespeare fan. I loved seeing plays, and I did a couple of monologues of stuff. And I think it's a really fun. his stuff is really amazing. Obviously, there's no wrong answer there. They're both just phenomenal. But I would say lately it's been Dickens, and rereading A Christmas Carol every Christmas has really solidified that. That's an amazing. If you've never read, it's one of his shorter books. If you've never read the original Scrooge story, the original Ebenezer Scrooge story is called A Christmas Carol, and if you haven't read it, it's just a masterpiece and definitely worth reading. It's a great Christmas time read. You can sit around the fire with your family and just enjoy it, and it's full of so many great pearls, just wisdom. So for me that's the best. Although Tale of Two Cities is pretty amazing.
I want to see more.
We've been going for 48 minutes. Should we do one more book or should we call it quits?
I want to say some stuff.
Okay. What do you want to say?
I want to pair more people up.
Oh,
Like there's Petey.
Petey the bad guy.
I would not pick
The Joker.
No, maybe not the Joker because I feel like Petey would get super freaked out.
I feel like he would get very annoyed with the playful side of
Yeah.
it too.
So not
So
Poison Ivy.
what about like Harley?
What about Lex Luthor?
Maybe Lex Luthor might be.
Yeah.
But then there is
He's
that
really
one.
brainy.
Yeah, but there is
Petey.
that one comic book where he goes a little crazy. Not
You guys are like,
maybe Riddler.
are you hitting this shot? I don't know. Maybe I need to get a little fatter and fill up more space here.
No.
Maybe Riddler. 'Cause, but probably the best person would probably Lex.
Like what are his key personality traits? What is
He's
Petey's?
smart. He's
smart.
good. He's really good at building things with technology,
Okay.
and he's escaped prison many times.
That
And he
does
has a
sound like
temper.
Lex Luthor. There's a little Lex Luthor in there. But usually that's the kind of person you don't want two of them together.
Yeah.
They would maybe battle. Maybe what he needs
Yeah,
is
he
a
also wants to
henchman,
be- he also-
or
yeah.
to be a henchman for
He
somebody
actually-
else.
He actually had a henchman
The
once,
Penguin.
but he
Okay.
was so dumb. He told him to take the trash out.
Hello,
So he took him out
Chaos.
on a date, then they got married.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Interesting. All right, you want to do one more book, Kate, or mention one more book?
Well, when at our school, we speak many different languages.
At the school where I teach,
Mm-hmm.
where Sister goes, and where you went all the way through 5th grade. Yeah.
Can I say
Nursery
the
to
name?
5th grade. We learned a bunch of different languages, including some ASL.
Some sign language, sure.
Yep. And when you are in 6th grade at school, it's your last year, you do like a bunch of tests, and that's when you really get to know sign language. Like you really have to know things. You go on a field trip and you do like at Olive Garden, I think, and there's like a waitress and you have to spell everything you need in sign language.
That was like one of their big tests at the end of the year. The 6th
Yeah, you have to
graders
get what
go
you
to a
didn't eat.
restaurant and converse and order their food and only talk in sign language the whole time that they are on this field trip.
It's really hard.
Which is, yeah, it's very challenging. They do it and they're really good at it, and they pick a restaurant where they have a
Olive
waitress
Garden.
that is fluent in sign language, and that waiter or waitress, do you know if
Waitress.
it's a waitress, knows they're coming and is ready for them and
Yeah.
interacts with them.
But basically, what we had when we were little, we got to learn like a bunch of signs, and we got to learn some songs in sign language.
Uh-huh.
But the main thing that I really remember was the alphabet. Charlie, do you want to do it with me?
You guys can do
Ready?
the alphabet, you think? I don't know how well I'll do. Ready?
Here we go. A, B, C, D,
E, F,
G,
H, I, J,
K,
L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and I struggle with this part. S,
Like
okay,
T,
T,
U.
U,
No, that's all.
U,
U,
V,
V,
also
W,
W, X, Y, and Z.
You don't do the and.
Okay. Well, it's in the song, so
There you
that's what
go.
I did. Can I do it fast?
There you
though?
go.
Like I'm pretty like.
You just
that.
got the alphabet. All I have to learn then is how do you say free bread? The Olive Garden. I want free bread.
I know, right? Okay, wait. Can I do it faster?
Go ahead. Oh, geez, as fast as you can. I'm not gonna be able to keep up. I just am glad I did like 60% of that. There
And
it
that's
I
on
think the problem people have
6 years.
when they
or
do
whatever.
sign language, they always do this as Z. They're like,
Well, they do. That's what it is. Isn't it
It's
not?
the Zorro,
yeah,
right?
but some people like,
Z.
yeah, but some people go like, doom, 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 because they go too fast.
Ah,
Or they
they-
do like this,
Very different.
or they
than
just
the
do like
Z.
this, and
Right.
then this is not
Like
it.
a
when you
zizz.
do
I'm not
All
calling
right.
it a zizzle.
Zorro.
So that was a book. That was a sort of sign language dictionary, right? Given to you by the sign language teacher, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, like another grandmother to you guys. Okay, cool. Do you have one more book, or are you good, Charlie? I think you're
Go
good.
get it. It fell.
You want to do one more? Okay, you can do one more. Okay. Mercer Mayer, great children's author from when I was a kid. My parents got a bunch of these for us. This is probably, is this mine?
Yeah,
From when
it
I was a kid?
I think we found it at Nona's garage.
Does
sale.
it say like to John? Usually mom would write like a little
I
something
think it was
inside.
BJ's.
No, there's no name in this one. So this is called Professor Wormbog in Search for the Zipperumpazoo by Mercer Mayer. And yeah, my mom was obsessed with these. My dad, we got us a bunch of these when we were little.
Yeah, and I like the beginning because it shows all the people.
All the cute
and I have
animals.
a favorite one.
Okay. So this is all the animals that the Professor Wormbog is looking for. There's one for every letter of the alphabet. So it's perfect you're doing the alphabet.
I'm best
All right. Which one is the one you like? The little laugh L.
He's so cute.
Sorry, where is it? There it is.
He's also
Little
on the
laugh.
He's also on every single page.
Oh, is he? This little guy?
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. He is on every page.
He's super, super, super cute. And then there's also a dog. You can see the big, big dog right there.
The one in the middle, half on each page.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean he does very cute beasts, right?
Sorry.
Bless you. Did you need a tissue?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you have an issue? Here's a tissue.
I'm not done though. I also
Stay Puff. Good morning.
Put 'em
there's
cheese.
also I like the names because they're always making me laugh. Like there's the dog that we just saw on the front is called a Fidolagump,
Fidolagump.
and his name is Fido.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is a common dog name, right?
FIDO.
There's P. I'm gonna go through the whole alphabet.
Oh my goodness, I don't think we have that much time. I'd say pick 4.
No, I'm gonna go through it.
I like
Oh
C.
goodness, I don't think
It
we
won't
have.
go super. It will go.
Okay.
A for asking for it. B for blow fat glowfish. C for croony. D for diddly dee. E for erg. F for fidelagump. G for great glern. H for hepala. I for icky. J for jerfus. K for kerplopus. L for little laugh. M for Murgatroyd. N for Northleaf. O for
Olephant.
Olifant. P for peevish. And then Q for quond. And we can't see the name of one of them.
R.
Or two
Yeah.
of them. T for trollusk. U for useless. V for verachisser. And W for whistler. X for exonstriver.
Xenosturst.
Y for lapapas.
Yalapapus.
And Z for zimperumpazoo.
There you go. You got all of them. Daniel Arzola, hello to you.
What's your favorite, Daddy?
I always liked the Zipperumpazoo when I was a kid.
Okay.
Some of Mercer Mayer's other books have a Zipperumpazoo on every page, and you got to find him.
This one has little laugh. Okay,
Little
what's your
laughs on every
favorite?
page.
What's your
I
favorite?
really like the crony.
The croony.
And I
yeah,
like
they're,
the
The little cute bird. Yeah.
they're,
and the
no, they're
icky.
not.
So
tiny.
you know, if you have grandkids, nieces, nephews, little kids, really little ones learning how to read, definitely Mercer
That's
Mayer
how
is kind of
big they
fun.
are.
So there's
The
the
croony.
Creamy
The queen.
Kate's
And that is why she's my favorite.
The queen.
'cause she's so big?
Croony.
And she's like,
big romance eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He dressed up as one.
But then she's sad when she finds out he's not really a bird. and he leaves.
And
Right?
the little laugh is at the bottom of this page, and it says roses are red,
Violets.
Violet.
He's trying to figure out how to spell violet.
Yeah.
A little love poem.
Yeah, and then he gets sad because the rain blew it all away, and he's crying because they didn't fall in love. He makes me laugh. And it says, Professor Wormbug hiked to the top of a craggy peak and looked, but when the peak looked back,
Look, it says pure ivory on his tusks. It's funny.
and then he gets very angry because of that.
But it's like a fun alphabet monster book with like cute monsters.
It's really
for
cute.
sure. Ruben, I totally forgot when I was in there this week because I went in on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, and my brain was just all a mess. So, as is common with me, so I just totally blew it. We're gonna get out of here.
Look, we did wait for
I don't think I'm on any other shows today. I'm gonna hang out with some people offline and talk and maybe record some stuff offline that they can use. But I'm not gonna be on any other streams as far as I know.
But we're also gonna wait 2 minutes.
Sometimes I just appear. If you guys don't follow Flashpoint Comics, I jumped on for the last like 45 minutes of his show yesterday. He did a 3-hour talk about DC and specifically Flash in that universe. And then I jumped in and derailed it with a little discussion of Darkseid.
You also did that show.
And it was kind of fun. So if you want to watch that show, learn some cool stuff about Flash, I'm there at the end of that.
There was also that one show that you didn't do it recently, but there was that really cool show that I liked where it was like DC, the Justice League versus...
Yeah, that was on Mr. Comics 89's channel.
Yeah,
He's
that
doing the
was so
knockout
fun.
competitions.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
was
so
arguing that the Justice League
Would
the
totally
Justice League
win.
in the like animated show could beat the Avengers in the first Avengers movie.
Totally.
And I totally won because it's true. Now,
Oh.
Burke family has Darkseid versus I have to pick one member of the Justice League to go against him. If you have advice on that, definitely hit me up on Instagram and let me know because I'm probably going to pick Superman, the obvious choice, although I really thought about Wonder Woman is the underappreciated option in that.
We got you
Battle.
to get to an hour.
You did get me to get to an hour. You're like
Can we do it at 1:11?
you guys you're like Perry when he's got Rod on one of his late night shows. Get an extra 15 minutes. We talk about Daredevil. What is your question?
Nothing.
Okay. We're going to go. Catch you guys later. And I'm on Sunday. I'm on White Whale Comics